America's global musical influence for reasons, well, we do know why, but for reasons through history, basically, history. Um, American music has become a cultural, a pop cultural phenomenon throughout the world today. Now, was that always the case? No. Uh, Actually, long before America became a musical influence, it was certainly European in its origin. It was French or German or Italian. And this is our time and space now. And so we're going to be looking at America's global musical influence. Now, of course, along with the music uh, comes social issues. And the two kind of move together. And we're going to be talking a lot about the social issues that have either influence or connect directly to music. Now, the person that, or the artist that I've chosen to kind of show the America's global musical influence is a famous musician, still very much involved in the music of today. And he goes by the stage name of Stevie Wonder. Now, he started out his career at a very young age, maybe 12, 13 years old. And he was very much influenced by church gospel music. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. But it's kind of interesting to note that a lot of the most influential singers in American music have some kind of either a classical musical background or possibly gospel or church music, something like that. And these particular artists seem to have stood the test of time. They are popular when they first broke into the popular music uh, scene, and they're still popular today. Now, his stage name is Stevie Wonder. He started out as Little Stevie Wonder, and his first record was kind of a soul music. Um, he was born Stevland Hardaway Judikins, um, and he was born in a small city in Michigan. It's kind of the northern part, borders Canada. He is a singer, songwriter, and producer. And the genres that he is most famous for are R&B, which is rhythm and blues, soul music, gospel, funk, um, jazz, and something called progressive soul. Now, not only is he a songwriter, but he plays keyboard, which is piano, um, or an electronic type of piano, harmonica, and drums. Now, we've taken one particular cut of his music, and unfortunately, with YouTube, I can't really play it directly on the YouTube presentation. However, in the email that I've sent you and in the description box below will be a link to the song. So let's move on to our next slide from here. Okay, so the song selection is called Higher Ground, and it's from the genre called funk. And although Stevie Wonder used the metaphor of reincarnation in Higher Ground, he means it more in a sense of a personal reinvention, a rebirth, if you will, than reincarnation as a purely spiritual sense. So, reincarnation comes from Buddhist, Hindi religious tradition, where their belief is when you pass on from this life, you come back and live again, hopefully learning lessons and going through a series of stages of spiritual development. Eventually, you become free. So he he is connected to this thing called reincarnation, but what he's really talking about is second chances. And on that, he's absolutely right. Um, we don't have to do tomorrow whatever we did today. We can choose to leave things just the way they are, of course, and it's often an easier default setting to keep everything we did yesterday just the same as today. But we don't have to. We can change if we want to. So he's kind of going through a personal crisis in his own life, and he's looking back at some of his mistakes, and he decides that he wants to change. And that's basically what the song is about, is one, recognizing that things might not be going as good as they could be, and I want to do something about it, so I'm going to change my ways of doing things, which he does. And basically, that's what the song is about. He says it took him about 3 hours to create the song. So we're going to take a look at the lyrics to the song, and then we're going to give a listen to it. So we'll move on to our next slide from here. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the lyrics to the song. Now, just as a matter of information, um, music lyrics are a kind of poetry, which in turn makes it a part of literature. So, in addition to reading books or magazines, periodicals, journals about history, don't forget song lyrics. They're a powerful tool that expresses musically kind of the backdrop of what's going on in a particular time in history. And this song is no exception. So the song is written in 1973, and America is involved in a very costly war in Vietnam that has dragged on for too many years. Uh, American popular culture, young people especially, those that are sent to be soldiers in a foreign land are protesting against the war. So young people think war is a stupid thing and this has nothing to do with us, so why are we there? One, and two, this is bad karma. Okay, so and young people don't want any part of it. They are protesting all across the United States and Europe as well against this war. It's a very tumultuous time in American history. People are starting to doubt the leadership of the country. So basically, these are some of the issues that social issues that Stevie Wonder is talking about in his song. So he says, people keep on learning. Yeah, people keep on studying and thinking and educating themselves. But soldiers keep on warring, keep on going to war. So this is a part of human history that has gone on since the beginning of time. And young people are tired of it and they want other solutions for problem solvings rather than going to war. But regardless, the world keeps on turning. Uh, and he says it won't be too long. He says powers keep on lying, and he's talking about that governments aren't always forthright and telling the true story and motivations. And this is something that young people of the time are protesting against. And people are dying because of these the powers that are going to war with each other. And is it really worth it? So these are some of the fundamental questions that Stevie Wonder is asking in his song. But he says it won't be too long, and he's kind of relating it back, these big social issues, to his own personal life. And he says, I'm so darn glad he let me try it again. So he's kind of reminiscing about the past and maybe he should have done this rather than that. And so he says, the last time that I was on earth, I lived a world of sin. And uh, he's really glad that he knows more now than he did before. And he's going to keep trying to live a better life until he reaches the highest ground. So, meaning being the best person that he can be. So that's basically the nutshell version of the song. It's one about, yeah, the world keeps turning and maybe things don't seem to change very quickly, but through one's own personal choice, you can at least change your own life. And that's basically what he's talking about. So we're going to give a listen to the song, and we'll talk about that in our next slide. So the song has been sung by many artists from around the world. And you can probably find it on a karaoke list of song list as well. But the presentation that I've chosen for today is by a group called Playing for Change. And what they've done through the use of technology is they have taken musical artists from around the world to sing the song together, and then by editing has put it together into kind of a global expression of the song. So, Play for Change is a movement created to inspire and connect the world through music. Born from the shared belief that music has the power to break down boundaries and overcome distances between people. Our primary focus is to record and film musicians performing in their natural environment and combine their talents and culture power in innovative videos we call songs around the world. So, this group has, I think they're probably up to 100 different video compilations of different songs sung by people from around the world in an effort to break down boundaries and overcome distances between people, sharing musical culture, and hoping through music to make the world a better place. So, in the description box below of this video is a link